Hello, welcome to Tales of Myth and Mayhem. We're going to play a new Modiphius Discworld game, Adventures in Ankh-Morpork. We're going to be playing this game set in Discworld, which is created by Sir Terry Pratchett. You may have noticed that none of us are Sir Terry Pratchett, but we're going to play a game set in his universe. We aren't changing the canon any more than someone playing The One Ring is messing with Tolkien stories. Think of this as happening in a parallel trouser leg of time to the reality of the novels.
I disagree. I think we should. Everything we do is in the official canon of Terry Pratchett, and we are going to absolutely rewrite the rules and change everything about it.
Yeah, let's get Rihanna in here.
Okay. I'm going to do a short introduction to explain where we are and what we're doing. Then I'm going to introduce the characters, and we will get started. It was a fine day by Ankh-Morpork standards. The rain had stopped. Puddles of rainwater absorbed into the crust of the river Ankh, and for a while it felt almost like a real river, because it moved, and not just because it moved slightly faster than the land around it. Along the banks of the river, in the afternoon sunlight, a small group of citizens were pretending to be other people. This sort of thing is not unusual in Ankh-Morpork, but this group in particular were enthusiasts playing a sort of game, recreating the age of heroes, barbarians, and dragons. Passers-by stopped and watched, moving on when they realised that the swords weren't real. And anyway, said a voice, if you're going to pretend to be an assassin, at least pretend properly. Pretend properly, I'll have you know that I read the whole black manual of the Midnight Blade twice. Fine, let's ask someone who knows. We'll go to the Assassin's Guild. The real Assassin's Guild? Jolly paused and took a thoughtful bite from a sausage and a bun. Why not, she said. It's educational. Research. Immersive character development. That's what you said before you made us visit the Shades after dark, but it was too late. Jolly's bright face had that look of someone who has blended adventure with tourism and sees only rainbows. In Cori Celesti, the home of the gods, high above the mountains at the hub of the disk, someone's dice clattered. Fate and chance exchanged a look, shrugged, and decided to see how this would turn out. These are our players. Let's do popcorn. I think that's what we call it. So basically, I'm going to pick on Aileen. If you can see who you are, who you're playing, then pop it to someone else who you name, and then we will do the round that way.
Okay, yeah, sure. I am Shade Wadsworth. Pronouns he, him. I am a male vampire, dressed exquisitely in the most perfect cunty little outfit, as long as you don't look too closely. I kind of got into the LARPing Society by accident because I want to sew, and these were the people that I could find that were the most enthusiastic to take my wares. So that's me. I'm about 6'2", straight up and down, darling. Extremely nimble fingerinos, and a bit of a, there's a pallor going on, and I can't come to the Sunday afternoon games. You know how it is. But yeah, that's me. I'm just gonna go below on this setup here to Riley.
That's me. I don't see that layout up there. Okay. I am Kathrine. I'm playing Riley, who is also a vampire. They, them. I just like.
What can Riley notably not do?
Riley cannot drink blood. They can eat black pudding. What was it? Blood sausage. So that is their way to get their hemoglobin, and about half the time they are probably depressed.
Okay, and who are you popping to?
Let's see. Let's get Mabel.
Hello, I am Mabel. I am playing Constable Labradorite of the City Watch. Pronouns are he, him. I am the face of the watch. I am in the public relations branch You come to me when you have questions. I have answers, and I have helpful suggestions for everything and anything.
And who are you popping to?
And I will pop to Alex because I can't see the names anymore.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm playing a wizard called Boundaries Green, and Boundaries is an apprentice wizard, I think. They're a high energy magic technician. The idea of a wizard apprentice, though, doesn't necessarily mean someone who's young. It just means someone who hasn't finished all their wizarding studies. You know, the eternal student. Pronouns they them. They're basically, they don't get out much. They're basically mainly in the unseen university, in the nerd places, doing the nerd things. And the reason they're in this group is because they're like, this is the only other place where the nerd things are happening. And this is their socializing in this very tiny group of people. And that leaves us with one player left, and that player is the player who is playing Jolly Gunderson, and I'm going to hand over to them.
Hello, I'm Michelle. I'm playing Jolly Gunderson. Jolly is a dwarf who she has a uncompromisingly optimistic outlook on life, which tends to drive everyone around her to abject depression. She essentially says yes to almost everything and sees the upside of everything, which is how she ended up with this group of role players, and also how she ended up in the City Watch, where she has made a name for herself as someone who is great at cracking suspects and gaining confessions just by being herself around them for a little under 10 minutes. She is only tolerated by the other players of this role-playing group, as she has to pretend to be somebody else to be a part of it.
Oh, so masking on top of masking. Cool. Just for people, because I know this game is quite new, and a lot of people won't have seen how it works yet. So the way it works is very light in terms of rules. Basically, the players will declare an action. They justify that using their character sheet, which has almost no numbers on it. It's mainly statements and quirks and niches. I will then decide whether they're going to roll a d4, a d6, a d10, or a d12. I will always be rolling a d8, and the one of us that wins that roll, either they succeed or they don't, and they may have to take a consequence, which could be an extra trait. That's how it's going to work. They also have luck, which you can spend to help another player or try and mitigate some of the consequences a little bit. So everyone starts off with 4 luck. Just to confirm, you should all have 4 luck. Cool. The book actually suggests that you could play this by having cupcakes in place of luck, and every time you use a bit of luck, you eat a cupcake. But we did not have the time or the organisational skills to send cupcakes to everyone. So we'll begin a few weeks later, and what happened was that Jolly and accompanied by the others, went to the Assassin's Guild and asked if they could find out some more information. And the assassins have obligingly misunderstood what you were asking and have arranged for you to go on a sort of learning more about the Assassin's Guild event that they were going to be hosting. And what they're doing is they're sending a few assassins who are lower down in the ranks. They're not high up in the scheme of things. And they're going to have... you're going to go on a team building day, the Assassin's Guild Team Building and Social Mixer, which is taking place on a boat. You've all been invited to come along to this, and so it's you and a few assassins on a boat.
I immediately pull out a tray of sweet rolls and say to everyone, "You all look wonderful today. Would anyone like a sweet roll?"
Like a what, sorry?
A sweet roll. Basically, I get a load of sweets, and I roll them up in a bunch of sweet bread, and I roll them around until they become like a weird gooey paste.
Darling, no. This suit would never fit me if I ate things like that.
That's absolutely fine. That's better than fine. That's okay. Would anyone else? At that point, the sweet roll melts out of her hand all over herself, so she pulls out another one.
I'm gonna get out one of my bananas and be like, it's okay, Jolly, I've got a banana, thanks.
And if I can just quickly set the scene for where you are, what this is happening.
A banana. Go on.
You're on the private dock
Mistrusty.
of the Morporkian Muddler, which is, well, at least one of the things that it claims to be. It's a long strip of badly held together wooden jetty protruding out over the turgidity of the River Ankh. If it wasn't for the rather obtuse river carver sat precariously at its end, both you and the other assassins would be sure that someone was pulling your leg. Making your way along the rickety jetty, you take in the full majesty of the Morporkian Muddler. It's roughly 90 feet long, wide enough to swing 3 to 4 cats if you tied them end to end, and it's got 3 separate floors. If it had a solid coat of paint, intact railings, or a figurehead that wasn't smothered in quite spectacularly foul graffiti, it would look like a proper riverboat. However, proper looking or not, the ship has a man in the captain's hat, which means, according to the balance of probability, he must be the captain. Good morning, honourable sirs, madams, and personages who don't give a care. Welcome to the Morporkian Muddler. My name is Captain Seashore, and I will be your host for the next few hours. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
I'm Labradorite of the City Watch.
A watchman. Interesting.
That's right. I'm here to answer any and all questions you might have regarding the Watch or any of its affiliates.
And what about the rest of you?
Sorry, this you're wearing outfit, I suppose we're going to call it that. That's because you're the captain, isn't
I'm
it?
the captain. Everyone knows I'm the captain because I'm wearing the hat.
Oh, the hat.
Right.
I know quite a lot about how important hats are. I'm Boundaries Green. Pleased to meet you. And Wizard.
Oh, I should have noticed from your very fine hat. It's got an excellent
Great
point.
hat. Pointy, so pointy. My hat is so pointy.
They're
Yeah.
a great wizard. They might be one of the best wizards. Would you like a sweet roll?
No, not necessarily in the morning. Thank you very much.
Oh, fair enough.
What's
I'll
your-
put
what's
the
your
sweet
name?
roll away and then hold my hand out, which is now dripping with the sweet goo. I'm Johnny Gunderson.
And he shakes your hand and kind of wipes it on his own breeches. Lovely to meet you. You're a dwarf?
Yeah.
I've never seen one quite so extravagantly dressed. This is very interesting.
Well, it was always said in my mind where I come from, right, that you should dress for the job you want. And the job I want is to make everyone really happy all the time.
Oh, I might have assumed from looking at you that the job you wanted was to stand in someone's garden all day, and with a fishing rod. But very nice to meet you.
That does sound like a great day. Do you have a pond in your garden? Should we go fishing?
We don't. We have a jetty and a ship, and we're going to get onto the ship, and then we're going to go for our little journey today.
Are we going to go fishing on your boat?
You could try, if you can catch any fish in the Ankh.
I think that sounds like a wonderful way to spend the next few hours.
Yes, it does look like you're dressed for fishing.
I don't think I'm not dressed for fishing.
And what's the name of your very sartorially elegant friend here?
I'm Shade Wadsworth.
I see.
And if it's ever a different type of hat you'd prefer to wear than that one, get in touch.
A better captain's hat?
Surely.
I could not conceive of such a thing.
I can, though. So let me know.
Oh, I should also point out, I'm part of the City Watch too. So if there's any criminals around that you want us to deal with, we can totally do that.
I hope not, apart from, the assassins aren't doing criminal work. They're all licensed, so I don't anticipate any problems. We are going to have a lunch today on board. I'm very excited. We're going to have some clams delivered, and our ship's cook is sparing no expense for this event, so I'm very hopeful that this is going to be an excellent day. If you'd like to just go inside, I believe they're in the games room to start with.
Oh, game's amazing! I sprint.
And Riley, I want to give you the chance to speak to them before you go in, but if you want to go quietly, I'll let you do that as well.
Riley will just hold out the hand and say, just present themselves. Riley Quinn. By the way, Riley have a really a broad-rimmed top hat with a whale down to cover their face too.
That's a very unusual look, if I may say. Very and slightly cold. If you don't mind me asking, it might be frightfully rude, but are you one of the undead? Riley's just obfuscated, so we'll come back to that. Shade, I
One
think...
way not to answer.
Yeah, just get out of the conversation, just roll away. Shade, you may remember that back in the day, this boat, the Morporkian Muddler, it used to be the premier gaming and pleasure ship for sort of the most discerning clientele, which I presume may have well included yourself. And 10, 15 years ago, it was hosting extravagant parties, luxurious displays of wealth, functions so debauched that people on board third-hand shock from merely glancing at the carpets. For that time, the Muddler was the place to be until such a time that it became the place to be, and then those people turned up there. And nobody wants to be around those people, so the Morporkian Muddler quickly became the place not to be. And it's now in a slightly dilapidated state from the way it was back in that heyday.
We're back.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just asking if you were one of the undead, and then you vanished, which is one way out of the conversation.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, they are not looked upon badly, right?
No, not entirely. I mean, some people are still. People have prejudices, but I don't hold with any of that stuff. If you can walk to move around and help out on a ship potentially, you're very welcome on board.
Yep. So they will just. Yep, I am, but I was raised among the living.
I understand. Well, if you want to get on board, I think, and you see some people walking up the path carrying barrels. The food delivery is coming, so that's excellent, and hopefully the other assassins may be in place. It's always hard to tell with assassins, isn't it? And we'll get going as soon as we've confirmed everyone's where they should be. Don't leave anyone behind. I believe the plan is that we're going to sail up the river until around lunchtime, and then we will come back again, hopefully in time for our evening, and I think you're all going for drinks after is the idea.
Sounds delightful.
Well, your friend is already on board. Maybe you should go and join her, and then once we're ready to go, I will make sure you all know.
Great.
Do a little bow and usher everyone else in before me.
Can I ask, I'm sorry, do you think the cook have black pudding?
Oh, no, I think it's mainly clams that we have today.
Maybe at least one of us eats clam.
As you enter the games room, you see Jolly eating clams, just shoving clams into her mouth with one hand.
Oh, no, the clams aren't there yet.
The clams aren't there yet. The clams are in the barrel.
In that case, she is just rolling loads of dice with her hands and laughing and cackling whilst everyone around her looks vaguely uncomfortable with how much she's enjoying this.
So the games room's a long, straight, and woefully unfun place. A long pitted table. There's refreshment platters with some sort of plates of biscuits and a bowl filled with what looks like a mixture of raisins, currants, and small flies. And some other nibbles that look a bit like vegetation that have been covered in a seasoning. There's also a few folding chairs that have been set up and recently invaded by a cadre of assassins. They're trying to look mysterious, but there's only so much gravitas you can muster when you're sort of sitting on a creaky bit of aluminium. In short, it's a room that used to be grand. It remembers being grand, and now it's waiting for someone else to believe the story. There are 4 assassins sitting across the room on these folding chairs. There's enough folding chairs left for you all to sit down as well.
I've got my wizard's staff.
We'll absolutely walk over and take a seat.
And I'm just leaning on it, and then just eyeing up the assassins, and then I choose the furthest away from everybody. I just decide to sit on the furthest possible one from the group.
So you're sitting nearest quite a large troll assassin who's got covered in black paint. He doesn't say anything when you sit down.
I'm just looking at him.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
I'm currently throwing dice against a wall, and I turn to anyone who happens to be around, in my party or not, and just say, "Do you want to play too? I don't know what the game is, but it's really good fun."
I'm going to sidestep that one and just sit down in the middle chair that's the most away from the others and like put my arm on each of the chairs on either side, lolling around. People can choose if they're going to sit by me. But I'm not gonna make a decision on that one. And I'm also looking a bit suspicious at sticky paws from Sweet Cakes.
Okay, one of the assassins, she looks quite well-to-do. She's quite well-dressed. She's a human. And Shade, she kind of leans over towards you. "Good morning," she says, in the sort of tone that makes the world sound like an evaluation. The words sound like an evaluation. "Melisant de Quib L'Oreal Chartreuse." Yes, that's Chartreuse family, though I do prefer not to make a fuss. One does what one can. She offers a gloved hand. She lets you look at it and then she takes it away again. And she looks at you, Shade, and the rest of the party as if she's kind of assessing your net worth.
Darling, charmed, I'm sure.
Charmed, what's your name?
Shade. At your service.
And are you looking to join the assassins, or are you...
I was simply here for some observation. I've seen quite a few people that I'd like to observe a little bit more closely. You know what I mean?
I am, of course, a career assassin, which is to say that I deal in the quiet elimination of employment opportunities. When I tell someone they'll never work in this town again, it's not a threat, it is a service. Her smile is perfectly poised, her lipstick is flawless, and her gaze is predatory. Now, that look could have a man dismissed, blacklisted, and replaced before he's finished his drink.
What is it you're drinking here?
Oh, we aren't going to drink, not from here. We're going to have our... Did no one give you an itinerary?
I must have misplaced mine, if you'd be so kind.
Oh, and she kind of waves her hand, and the black shape ducks out of the shadows by the window and passes you an itinerary, which I will put in the Discord, because you'll all get one of these.
Lovely.
Let me just grab the file. I can even show it on the stream, because I thought this through a little bit in advance. If I turn this on, it will be visible on the stream.
What? Thinking things through in advance?
So you may have to pause that to see it if you're on YouTube, because I'm hiding me and someone else's face. But there it is.
Pause to read.
So, with their itinerary, Boundaries takes out a very sharp pencil from their little satchel that they've got and starts like making notes, quite diligently on all the things and like weird symbols and calculations that make absolutely no sense, but like as if there's something important going on. They're like being very engaged with this piece of paper rather than anybody else in the room.
Oh, the theoretical assassination practice sounds like fun. Well, I mean, I'm sure he'll love it. I'm sure he'll love to find out after the fact that we were plotting his death, but just for, funsies.
Perhaps, and this is just a suggestion, I'm a slightly more experienced assassin, perhaps because you work against assassins and you're not as familiar with how this goes, but maybe tell him afterwards.
Well,
when we're back
as a
at the
City
docks.
Watch person, I like to think that we work with the Assassin's Guild to make sure that the bad, naughty assassins that don't have a license don't sully the city in how it functions.
And he grins, showing quite pointy teeth. Oh, that's delightful.
Oh, are you a vampire?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Vampires are cool. I know plenty of vampires.
And the man who's looking more like a professor leans over and says, "Are you looking for vampires?"
Well, I don't like to think that I'm looking for vampires, but I'm not looking for them either. I just seem to know a bunch.
I see. And while this conversation's taking place, I want to check in with Briley and Constable Labradorite. Constable, what are you doing just now?
There's a very finely dressed person. Yep. I believe that's as much as I got.
Okay, there's also a fancy dressed woman who's very, strong, wants to speak to the manager energy. And a sort of professor type with a sort of smart suit with check pattern on it and elbow patches and so on.
So was the troll the one that was growling earlier and asking who we were?
No, he hasn't spoken yet. He leans over towards you. He's painted black. Most of it's kind of flaking off in patches that look like an unfinished fresco. Constable Labradorite, the troll in black, who kind of looks like an unfinished fresco, he leans over and goes, "Me squash. Me assassin. Guild say stealth important, so me paint black, very sneaky." A huge grin splits on his face, the kind of grin that makes the walls lean away slightly.
I say yes. I would imagine that's very, very sneaky.
Guild say stealth important, so me paint black, very sneaky, he says again. People not see me coming. They hear me coming, but only once. He nods, clearly very pleased with himself, and by way of professional courtesy, you want something squashed? Me do good rates. 2 for 1 if same family.
I would like to signal to Officer Labwood.
Not at the moment, but I'll keep it in mind.
Constable Labradite, can I have a quick word for a second?
Yes, of course.
I take his hand and I pull him over to somewhere where I'm hopeful that people can't hear me, and I say, so this hypothetical murder exercise involving the captain. Do you know if we've had any paperwork from the Assassin's Guild referencing an actual attempt on the captain's life?
No. The watch office has not let me near paperwork ever since the incident.
Yes, your incident. Which wasn't at all your fault. And if it was, I'm sure you had the best of intentions. But that's for another discussion. I haven't seen any paperwork referring to any kind of sanctioned assassination on the captain. I was just thinking, if I was an assassin who was very, very naughty and didn't have my paperwork in order, this would be exactly the kind of thing that would cover up an actual assassination attempt.
Outside, there's a blast from the steam horn as this muddler leaves the dock. You can hear the engines underway.
I don't want to ruin the game, because the game does sound like a lot of fun, but I think I'm going to try and shadow the captain. Would you be able to try and get in touch with anyone at the watch? Oh, wait, we've just left the port. Do you have any, troll stuff that you could use to communicate with the watch? Like magic or something?
Troll stuff? Oh, I'm sure I could yell loud enough for them to hear me.
Okay, you try standing outside and bellowing at anyone, hoping that a watch person hears you, which is a wonderful, fantastic plan. I'm going to try and stand near the captain and see if I can spot anything.
I wonder if they'd let me borrow that horn.
The captain has... Sorry.
I was going to say this whole time Boundaries is still making notes, watching what's going on in the room, and just quietly
just a mess of scribbles all over your itinerary now.
The itinerary started they've started folding pages, folding the corners over, and it's starting to look like a weird origami thing. It's getting quite disturbing, quite frankly.
It's the woman stands up and said, "Everyone, I think you all know who I am. We've already had this kind of discussion. We should probably get started. How do you think would be the best way, theoretically, if we were to inhume the captain?" And the assassins look quite studious for a moment. Jolly, are you leaving the room at this point to go and find the captain?
I raise my hand.
Yeah, I've left the room because I'm going to try and shadow the captain.
Okay, the captain has been at the wheel. You won't be able to get in there, but we'll come back to you in a second. Constable Labradorite, sorry, you raised your hand. Melisande points and said, yes, can I help you?
Respond to the question by saying, yes, I would hit him very hard.
With what exactly?
I don't understand the question.
I see. You and Squash are of one mind, I think. Very good. That's a legitimate method.
I leant round the back of Squash to say, when she said they're of one mind, and I just leant back and quietly whispered, in a stage whisper, one between them.
I catch any drift you're putting out, darling.
Riley, what are you doing at this moment? I think you're muted, or I'm not hearing you.
Fuck's sake.
There we go.
No.
Heard that.
Just trying to make sure I can hear Michelle too.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can.
Yay!
Great.
Yay! The guy that talked earlier, asking if anyone knew him.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm from have the background I have, is there any chance that I actually might know him?
Ooh. Yeah, I think there's a reasonable chance. Like, let's do a roll for the heck of it. Because it'd be interesting in case you forget this. I think for that, what characteristic are you using on your sheet for this?
One computer to another and forgetting which mouse is which.
Oh no, that's a problem. I can see your sheet.
That's not the trait.
No.
Forgetting which round is which is not the trait, just to make that clear.
No, although... And hello, lovely people in chat. Congratulations, Tiki, on your 5-stream streak. That is amazing.
Oh, that
I'm
is.
amazed that we've got streaks in this channel now.
That's very good. Well done.
Niche or quirks?
Either of them. Anything on your sheet can be used to justify what you're trying to do here.
Anything on my sheet?
Yeah, including your name. If you want it.
Or organization.
Yep.
So since I am a part of the Assassin's Guild.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be a D12, and I will roll a D8, and we'll see how this goes.
That should.
Yeah, it really should, but we're going to do the roll anyway, in case, the Assassin's Guild's a lot of people, and some of them are shady, stealthy types. You will see it on the stream as well, because it will roll over her faces, as it were.
Faces on the faces.
Have you gone?
Maybe.
Yeah, you got a 4.
Yeah.
I got a 7.
Damn
You can't seem to remember this person.
Maybe that speaks more of him than of me.
Maybe he's been too stealthy.
Yeah. So, if that's the case, Riley might actually go talk to him just to, because then he would be maybe a good mentor.
Mm-hmm. So this is the professor-looking person, isn't it? Not the very stylish-looking man.
I don't remember.
So we've got a troll who's painted black. We've got a stylish-looking man who's very big and has a lot of hair going on. We've got a woman who looks like she wants to talk to the manager, but could also murder you in an instant, or make you vanish. Apparently, I'm loving the technology. This is great.
Yeah. Tech is being our best friend today.
Tech is being a problem.
That's a weird sound.
Okay,
Yay.
sorry. You were looking to find out how the loop stays so stealthy that you didn't know about them.
Yeah, even if he seems to be of the opinion that I should.
Well, I've been on missions, and we don't always mix with the younger students. Perhaps we simply haven't had the pleasure of each other's company.
Oh, that makes sense. Did they introduce themselves? Otherwise, hi, I'm Riley Quinn.
A young assassin? How very interesting. He doesn't look at all interested.
I am going.
So-
Oh, carry on. Sorry.
Once the edit's done, this is
if
going to
he
be like
doesn't
half an hour of amazing fun.
Yeah. So if he doesn't look interested in talking to them, Riley will just like slowly back away again.
As you're backing away, his fingers are quite long. He's got quite long nails, quite thick nails as well, almost claw-like. Jolly. Up on deck, the captain has just finished successfully leaving the dock and has handed over to one of his assistants who's taken over navigation for the time being. As he's leaving the little room with the big wheel, which I've forgotten the proper name for right now, is that where you see him, I think?
Hello, sorry.
Sorry. It's the muting thing.
Yeah.
Can I help you at all? I thought you were here with the assassins. I've got some work to do.
Oh, I'm just here to stay and stand and watch.
You want to stand and watch me work, but you're here for the event with the assassins. You're meant to be having some kind of discussion forum thing.
Well, she thinks quickly. I was more interested in learning more about you.
He's very suspicious. We might try and
Would
do
you
a
like a
roll for
sweet
this
roll?
to see how well you can pull this off. Gonna pull up your sheet so I can see what we have here for your options.
I don't think my niche of relentlessly cheerful interrogator is going to help me here.
You could try it, but I think he's going to ask you to go away. Have you got anything else that you think you could use?
I'm known for distributing sweet rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll hold out 2 sweet rolls and be like, would you like some sweet rolls and to talk about why you love being a captain so much?
I'm not a huge fan of sweet rolls, and I don't want to spoil my lunch. I'm very much looking forward to the clams.
Ooh, would you like me to go get you some clams?
No, the cook is preparing them just now. They have to be prepared properly, so we have to let them do their work, and then they can have enough for everyone.
Why don't we sit down here and talk about why clams are great?
I've really got to do my paperwork for the guild, because when we come back they're going to need it or I won't get paid.
What paperwork are you doing for the guild?
Well, I have to just, like, the full rental costs of the invoicing and all that sort of thing. It's very boring. I'm sure you've got better things to do.
Look?
There's nothing much to see. It's also, it's guild business. I shouldn't really just be letting anyone walk in.
It's fine, I'm City Watch. I'm allowed to see all the stuff.
Are you investigating me right now?
I'm not investigating anything.
I'm going to do this where everyone can see. Window.
I'm aware that I've made a character that is an absolute nightmare for anyone who's trying to run a game.
I knew what I was getting into.
That was not what I intended this character to be.
I'm having to stay on mute because I'm just sat here cackling to myself.
Look, I've got work to do. You've got an event to attend. You go over there. I'll go in my cabin, do the work. There isn't space for 2 people in there anyway. I will see you at lunchtime if you want to talk more.
I will want to talk more. And I'll leave the cabin, but I'm going to try and use my dwarf height to stay out of sight while standing outside the cabin.
Okay, you hear him take a deep breath as you leave and close the door. You stand waiting outside, and there you shall remain for a little while.
Is that the only entryway?
Yeah, it's only a very small corridor with a few rooms on it, and his room is one of them.
Okay, so she's just going to cover the one entrance and exit from that place. Got you.
Can I act next, please?
Yes, go for it, Boundaries.
So the chartreuse woman, was it? Asked, and Boundaries had been making copious notes, and one of Boundaries' traits is everything is potentially useful. So even though that looks like quite a small satchel they have, somehow, whilst other people were talking, about what they were thinking to do, Boundaries has somehow from this pulled loads of items out, and is about to launch into quite a detailed explanation of how potentially in 10 to 20 years time that he may be able to get a group of wizards to assassinate somebody using a termite hill and some candlesticks.
You're telling this to Melisande?
Yes.
I see where you're going with this. See it. Are very interesting, but I think the work of real assassins up close and in person will always take precedence than doing the job remotely. It's not the same. I mean, magicians and wizards have their ways, and that's fine, I suppose, but it's not proper assassinating, really, is it?
But we have this new theoretical technology. We call him Arthur. And we really think that this could be a breakthrough in all sorts of fields.
I could have assassinated 3 people before you've turned your device on. Anyway, I'm interested. Is this how you would inhume the captain if you were to do so?
Well, I'd have to get some other chaps on the case with me, and this isn't a simple, but it's very precise, very, very precise.
Okay. Has anyone else any suggestions?
I'd simply critique his outfit until he expires due to shame.
I like that. I mean, honestly, I was thinking how I might do something similar. One does not always require poison or a blade. One requires placement, opportunity, and a fully catastrophic etiquette error. We seat him, so, front and centre, the sort of place where every spoonful is a performance, and then at precisely the right moment he commits some public abomination. And then eating a soup with a dessert spoon, perhaps. And the right sort of people will clutch their pearls over it, the people will speak, patrons will tut. A single, well-timed letter to the guild committee, discreet whispers in 3 drawing rooms, and then Captain Shortshore goes from captain to, "Oh, that unfortunate man," in less than a week. Social death is still death. Rather cleaner.
Exactly.
The loop sticks up his hand. Listen, there's no point in clumsy knives or short,
I have another idea
loud
for-
quarrels. The moon prefers a subtle note, something that slides down like a sigh and closes the curtains before anyone realizes a tragedy has even been written. One does not spill one's guts. One is arranged as a final, silent verse. He pats his collar, definitely fur. His eyes are shining with the thrill of the melodrama. It must appear inevitable, poetic even. That's the only taste worth having. Melisande looks at him puzzled. What exactly are you actually suggesting here? He looks a bit disappointed in that she didn't get it. Look, I'm saying poisoning. We poison him, is what I'm telling you. That's very well, but how boring. Anyone else have some suggestions that might be more amusing?
I mean,
Labrador, did
bleach
you
him
have your hand
dry.
up again?
Constable, let's go.
Go.
I think I have a good one.
You are muted, I think.
We can hear him.
Who is the
I hear you
who is
now.
the other troll in this room?
Squash.
Squash, yes. I would hire Squash to kill him.
Unusual. I think we know how Squash would do it, don't we? Squash nods, and he stands up and he leaves the room heading towards the captain's quarters. The professor runs after him and stops him and brings him back. Trying to explain to him what the word theoretical means.
Somebody give the man an ice cube to chew on and he might get it.
Do you have ice cubes?
We should. Can't very well have drinks without ice cubes. Surely there's something keeping the clams cold. I hope so, at any rate.
Oh, in the barrels, probably. Maybe salted by now.
It just makes it colder. You'll be fine. Isn't that right, Squash?
He thinks for a moment and then just says, yes. Jolly, in the hallway, it's been very, very quiet for a while. You can hear the boat chugging along. You can hear the conversation from a distance in the other room, but there's nothing happening here at all.
I'm going to come up with some kind of... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to step out of the hallway and look at the Ankh
It's quite nice at this time of year because it has had a bit of extra rainwater to keep it kind of flowing a little. It's not in that sort of summery turgidity of not moving at all. It is flowing a little. Looking at the ship, it's the kind of thing that people in more watery waters would call a trawler, but in this water, it's so thick and muddy that it's more of a muddler, assuming that there's anything for it to even trawl at the bottom anyway.
I'm going to stand there for a bit and think to myself, okay, so if I was an unlicensed assassin looking to carry out an unlicensed assassination on the captain, how would I do it? There's been lots and lots of talk about clams. I'm going to head to the kitchens.
At the back of the boat, there's a sort of small dining hall. There's a lot of separate little tables with more fold-out chairs. At the back of that room is a very small room, which is where the kitchen is.
I would like to walk in holding a sweet roll.
There's a person in there working very hard preparing clams. You hadn't seen him earlier.
Hi, would you like a sweet roll?
I can't, I'm working, sorry.
I see you're making clams.
Well, I'm more preparing them, really. The clams make the clams, don't you know?
What ingredients are you using?
Well, I like to use a bit of seasoning. I always feel like you can always add something. It always improves things.
What? Can I have a look at the seasonings?
You can. It's got some salt and some pepper and some, I don't know, whatever this is. It seems to taste nice. It's a little bit of spice. You hand over sort of various containers of dried goods.
I'm going to try a little bit of all of them to see if any of them are poisonous.
Do you want to think that one through and try it again? How will you know which one's poisonous?
Well, you know how, like, in police shows, they do a thing where they just have a little bit of cocaine and go like, yes, that is cocaine. I want to do the equivalent of that, but for poison.
And when you find a little bit of poison, you will know because you die?
Well, it's a little bit. I'll be able to taste it. I don't know how this works in TV shows. I'd like to assess it as best as I can.
Have you got a role you can do for this that you can justify?
Jolly would like to be a little bit dead.
I would like to assess whether these herbs and spices are poisonous.
Okay, what are you using on your sheet to justify this role?
I want to say surprisingly versatile hammer, but I have no idea what that looks like.
Right. What you want, Jolly, is a sweet roll.
There's a voice echoing from down the corridor. I don't know how that's happening.
Sorry.
Okay, I don't have anything to justify this, but can I just look at them and be like, do these look and smell poisonous?
It's going to be a D4.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be something terrible. Okay, how do I roll
a sweet roll?
Oh, I've only got a D6. Wait, what is that thing?
Change if you go up to the top, there's like a little kind of hexagonal shape that says browse themes. Choose one that's got all of the dice. The B ones are good because I'll just do mine just now while we're waiting so that we've done a roll.
All right, let's roll a D4.
I think I messed it up so the dice aren't showing by rolling those 20
I rolled
dice.
a 2.
Okay, I rolled a 6.
So I'm just holding a bunch of herbs, spices.
So you've tasted some. The salt definitely tastes salty. The pepper definitely tastes peppery. The other thing, which is kind of like reddish brownish, there's a spicy kick to it, a sort of earthiness, but it's not unpleasant.
These are fantastic, and I'm pretty sure none of them are poisonous.
I would not keep poison in the kitchen. What are you even suggesting?
Well, this is a boat that has a bunch of assassins on it, so you know.
Well, the assassins are in another room. Why would there be poisons in the kitchen?
But these are these, I'm sure, are fantastic assassins. You wouldn't even know it if they did.
I shall make sure I lock the door.
You should do that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to prepare the lunch so that we can serve this all up.
Of course. Okay, absolutely. You continue doing your wonderful work. I'm going to go and do something else, somewhere else, and I'm going to leave the room and head back to the main room where everyone's talking.
Okay.
And just make sure that no one has moved from there.
As far as you can tell, everyone's still where they should be. back in the main room, what is happening, everyone? Has anyone come up with some suggestions that they could throw into the pot for how you might inhume the captain? Riley's looking pensive.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone heard me. I tried earlier to say we can just bleed him dry. I mean...
You can't. Maybe someone could, but it's not you, darling. Oh, come on. We all know you haven't been able to do that since the incident. Come on.
I mean, I need ingredients, okay? No one said I was going to suck him.
Oh no, everyone's gone now.
I will not apologize for that.
Just watching chat.
I'm sure that if you did try to suck him, it would be a fantastic experience.
It'd be the best one, last one he ever had, certainly. I would fashion the most devilishly feensome collar that upon a slight tug of the arm, all of a sudden,
a decapitation?
in all the right places.
Very devilish. Charlie, you've rejoined us. Have you any idea how you might perhaps kill the captain? I'm very interested in how a watchman would do it. Watchwoman, I apologise.
Oh, it's quite all right. The idea of gender and dwarfs is relatively new. We have a whole union, and it's great. It's run by Cheery Little Bomb.
I believe I've heard of them. How would you set about inhuming the captain? I'm very intrigued to know.
Well, I went and had a look around, and I think I would put poison in the herbs that would go on the clams.
Very interesting. Professor, I think, suggested... No, it was Loop. He suggested poison as well.
Well, that seems like the most obvious way of making sure that he was dead, whilst all of the supposed assassins or supposed suspects would be in one area. So it would be very hard if this was an unsanctioned, unlicensed assassination to track down the culprit, because all of the suspects would be in one location, separate from the captain, who is currently isolated and alone.
It wouldn't leave much doubt about who potentially did it, though, would it?
Well, it would make it so that all of the suspects would be, me and my friends, and you and your friends. Unless you really wanted to make to widen the suspect pool, I suppose you could just sink the boat.
And would kill everyone on board?
Yes, that would be very messy. But it would be very hard to investigate. I mean,
previous attempts to sink boats in the Ankh have not gone well. It takes a rather long time.
Jolly, I do think that that Arthur would be quicker than sinking the boat.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm not...
And Jolly wasn't there for the whole bit about Arthur, so...
Well, this is why we aren't in the Assassin's Guild. Because these people are incredible at killing people.
The professor-looking type, who hasn't really spoken much, stands up and says, I think the best move would be to hide in his room, stab him repeatedly, and then remove the head, just to be sure. Melisande gives this due consideration. That would work, certainly, but do you not think it's overkill? One can't be too sure with these things. Some creatures do not necessarily die from stabbing alone. Very true.
And it would be so messy and just a waste of materials. Ingredients, I'm sorry.
How would we know he was the captain if he took his head off? He wouldn't be wearing his hat.
There are other ways of identifying a person. You do have to be very certain who... If you've been tasked with inhuming a particular person, you must be sure that you're inhuming the correct person, or you're doing an unlicensed assassination, which is tantamount to murder.
Fascinating.
Well, you could ask them.
Take more notes.
You would ask who someone is and then murder them.
Well, just to make sure you're murdering the right person, you've got to make sure that it all lines up with the paperwork.
So
That sort of thinking led to us trying to get receipts one time.
So what the end goal of this is to make the captain know more, yes?
Quite, yes.
I would take his hat.
Interesting idea. Would you do anything else after taking his hat, or just assume that
Cannot be
without the
captain
hat he's
without a
not a
hat.
captain? I see.
Well, no,
Return
Captain
it.
Carrot is a captain. He doesn't have a hat.
Who?
Captain Carrot, he's in the watch with us.
Oh, he had. I believe in the watch you have some kind of armband thing with stripes.
Yes, but the point stands. Captain Carrot is a captain, and he does not have a hat.
I mean, we're not trying to stop them from being captain. We're trying to stop them from being a person. It's inhuman,
Yes.
not in captain.
Well, Captain Carrot has said many times that he wouldn't know who he was if it wasn't for the watch, so in a way, he would be unpersoned if he was not a captain. But I see your point. You're talking about actually being alive,
Yes.
rather than a metaphorical thing.
I'm glad we've assessed the role of assassins in our city.
I'm going to be right back. I need to go to the toilet.
Is it
Jolly
the other-
says, unconvincingly lying as she sprints back to where the hallway where outside where the captain is.
The door is still locked.
If I peek inside, can I see him still alive, not stabbed repeatedly and having his head removed?
The door's closed and locked, so you can't see inside at all.
Okay, whilst you, I'm sure, want to deal with other
Jolly,
players doing
whilst
stuff.
you're in the corridor, Luke comes past you. It's quite a close movement because he's very big and the corridor's quite narrow, so he kind of has to squeeze past you. Dreadfully sorry, I also needed to use the facilities, and he goes past you, comes back a few minutes later.
I just want to point out, Mr. Loop, that if there is an assassination taking place, I will, of course, require to see the paperwork.
Of the assassin. I mean, yes, obviously. No one's paid us to inhume the captain, so no one will be doing so. The motto of the guild, don't you know? Nil mortify sine lucra. No killing without payment.
Of course, of course.
Unpaid killing is simple and basic murder. It's to be looked down upon.
I hardly agree. I think this is one of the best things about Ankh-Morpork. People are going to do killing. People are going to need people dead. So it's better to bring it into the fold, under the rule of law.
Of course, it is easier for us to prevent murders than it is for you, because you have to work more, whereas we work less.
Well, some of us just don't have the brains or the skills to be an assassin. I,
Quite.
for one, didn't know I was good at anything up until I started talking to people and they started telling me everything about them.
I can't imagine why. I will see you back in the room. And he pushes past in the corridor and moves back towards the games room where everyone was sitting.
Okay, whilst you talk to other players about things, Jolly is just going to try and attempt as best she can to see into the room where the captain is, and probably fail. But that's what she's going to be doing.
Give me a quick roll of 6, and we'll come back to how that goes when you've done it.
2.
I don't think the dice are showing up on the stream anymore either. That's annoying.
I think I broke them a while back.
Oh, okay.
When you told me not to break them.
No.
I will attempt to reconnect stealthily whilst we're talking. In the room, the chat continues for a little while, and you're moving up the river through the city on the boat, and at one point, Melisande looks at her watch and declares, "I think it might be time for lunch now." Yes, yeah, lunch feels right. Shall we all take a break and go and enjoy some of the clams that we've been told about?
Lead on.
And you make your way through the corridor, past Jolly. Jolly, are you going to come with them at this point, or are you going to keep watch on the room?
Sorry, I was just trying to add dice rolls to the thing I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
But
I
it
see that,
didn't. It
yes.
hasn't really worked out very well. What were you saying? Sorry.
They're all about to come past you to go to the dining hall. Are you going to go with them, or are you going to maintain your vigilant stare on the closed office door?
Jolly is nothing if not easily distracted, so she's just going to go along with them at the. Oh, you're having lunch! Amazing, fantastic. Let's eat some clams and go with them.
It's a small set of circular tables covered in stains that are dotting around the room. There's folding chairs shoved into place around them. At the back of the room is a tiny door that goes into the kitchen, which Jolly's already seen. It's filled with some of the things any good kitchen needs and a bunch of the things that it really doesn't. And sitting at the table is the captain, who looks exactly the same as he did earlier, except for one important detail. His head is missing.
I knew it!
Where's the hat?
This causes a fair amount of consternation. The hat is not visible. The assassins get to shouting at each other, and they're in fairly worried state because this is very bad for the assassins. No one has paid for the captain to be killed, so someone has killed in an unlicensed way. We're going to have to figure out who did it, when, how, in short order before we get back, because otherwise there's going to be a lot of trouble with the guild.
Well, at least he can't murder fashion anymore.
Yes, thank you, Shade. Very droll. That gets us precisely nowhere.
Well, it gets us a damn sight higher in the taste standings, I can tell you that.
Well, based on how I was probably the last person to see the captain alive, and in between that, everybody except the chef was in the same room, looking at each other, talking about how to murder the captain, I think the prime suspect is clear.
You?
No, the chef. The chef has access to knives. The chef has had opportunity.
They're all
And also-
assassins. Everyone has access to knives.
Yes, but the chef has immediate access to knives in that they are part of his role as job.
Jolly, the assassins, dear Jolly, the assassins, and I look pleadingly at the female, like the one who wants to talk to the manager, and I have something on my character sheet called appealing personality.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, since this is a training exercise, despite the very the fact that the practical the inhuming has happened. Could you explain to Jolly about I mean, how many knives you have?
Were you asking anyone in particular there?
The Karen.
Oh, Melisande.
And I have an appealing personality. I'm trying to be persuasive.
Okay. Feels like a 10 to me. So roll a d10 against my d8, and hopefully it'll be visible on stream.
Yay!
Was
Papa
not a good
twos
roll.
today.
I didn't have a good roll.
Yes, this is weird because it's Wednesday.
Tuesday.
I got it. I don't think it's really. I don't need to share what weapons I'm carrying on me. You have to assume that an assassin generally has several, and that's all I'm prepared to share.
I would like to use my background of being raised by loving parents
Mm-hmm.
Show off.
God, don't you hate people that are so well adjusted?
assess how someone could want someone dead.
So you want to.
Just full stop, just in general.
I mean, the thing with assassins is that they all will just kill to order, pretty much. So it's not about them wanting someone dead. They're just willing to do the job and collect the money.
Right, yes. I would like to use that quirk to process that thought.
Sure.
Or that trait, sorry.
That trait should work. I think you're used to a loving set of relationships. If you see hate, you'd probably recognize it. I think that's where we're going with this. Feels like a D10. And I will roll the one die I'm allowed to roll. Okay, you've succeeded there.
Oh.
I haven't been taking consequences, have I?
No, you didn't get a consequence
I'll
for that one. It was
spend-
just that you changed their opinion of you a little bit. There wasn't a consequence for that. Sometimes there isn't. Based on that, you feel like anyone in this room could murder. And blatantly, at least 4 or 5 of them have done. But none of them feel like they want someone dead. They haven't got that strength feeling to them. No one seemed all that insulted by the captain.
I'm going to ponder this for the next 2 to 7 minutes.
Okay. The wheels are turning.
I would like to try and use a thing if at the earliest opportunity.
Yeah, sure. What you want to use?
I would like to use my relentlessly cheerful interrogator on the chef.
Okay. The chef is in the kitchen. He has no idea what's been happening. He hears all you come in and assume that you're just having lunch and the hijinks is ensuing.
Hello. I'd like to talk to you about confessing.
You again? What are you... I thought you were having lunch. Are you not... What? Why do you keep bothering me?
Confessing is one of the best things a person can do. It's absolutely fantastic.
Are you here from the Church of Om?
No, I'm Jolly Gunderson. I am from the City Watch.
I'm Melrose Morbitz. I'm the ship's cook. Hello.
Nice to meet you, Melrose. So, did you do it?
Did I do what?
Did you do the murder?
I did not do a murder.
I'm sure that if you did, you had the best of reasons ever to do a murder, and you were the best at murdering people.
Who's been murdered?
Well, I think you know. And that's okay that you know, and that you did it. It's fine.
I don't understand what you're asking.
Basically, Jolly Gunderson's technique when it comes to eliciting confessions is to go along those lines endlessly on repeat for around 10 minutes.
Okay. Melrose has the mannerism, talk is cheap and so is Melrose, so they talk a lot. So he's perfectly happy to maintain this conversation for as long as Jolly can keep it up.
This might be the first person that she fails to crack.
I mean, we could do a roll for it. I think that might be fun. I'm going to roll as him, and I'll give him a 10. I think you get a 12, because you've done this a lot. You're doing this in a way that's for the watch. So yeah, you do a 12, I'll do a 10. We'll see how this goes. I rolled like poo. You got a 6, I got a 1. You are very confident that if there was anything to get out of this person, you'd have absolutely cracked him with your skills by now. But nothing is happening. So, he's telling you all about...
At this point, Melrose is almost certainly going to be in tears, crying and wailing for me to stop.
Please, I'm just the cook. I brought clams. They gave me some money to buy some clams. I got the best clams I could get for the evening meal. And we've served them. And the captain was enthusiastic. He isn't always enthusiastic about the food, but he was really up for some clams.
I am convinced that you are not responsible in any way for his violent decapitation.
Please, just leave me alone.
Okay, have a sweet roll. Thank you for your help. Goodbye. And I'm just going to pop a sweet roll in his hand. It just melts all over it and leave.
My hand's all sticky.
I'll return and just announce to everyone, I believe that the chef is innocent.
Thank you for that information. I wasn't aware we were worried about the chef. I mean, do we think the chef came out and cut this man's head off with a kitchen knife of some kind? Kitchen knives are not able to do that.
I had the suspicion, because he had access to sharp implements and was the only person on the boat who was not in the room with us whilst we were discussing how to murder the captain.
Just out of interest, there's nothing in the collar of the captain's outfit, is there? No? There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be.
Shade, it sounds like you're shouting up a tunnel. Is everyone else getting that?
You've You've turned into an android.
Yes.
No idea.
There we go.
No.
That's better.
Put it back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's some presets on my microphone. It might have been one of those.
It's really funny.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with the neckline on his garments, is there? It's just
Whose garments?
normal-
The captain's?
Yes, normal, disgusting, captain-y.
Yeah,
Gross.
it's normal kind of captain's outfit with the.
Yes, good.
But it's just that there's nothing above the neck.
Yes, that's an unfortunate side effect of being decapitated.
It doesn't look like it was done particularly cleanly. It looks like it's probably taken a while. You've got some experience at this.
Well, I mean, blood, yes. Decapitation, not necessarily.
Not a shade thing. Okay.
Awful business. No. Sure. What would I do with it?
And the professor-looking person has got close and is doing some tests. It looks like he's taking some blood samples. I'm going to check and see if this is poison of some kind.
Oh, can I watch?
I suppose you could. Very well.
And we are absolutely sure that this is the captain and not just some fake decoy.
What?
I'd recognise that. I'd recognise that horrible outfit anywhere. Riley, I think. Yes, I think it's the dear captain.
Do we know? Is the head there?
I think I'm going to use help everyone you can to try to assist the professor.
Okay.
Yeah, is the head there or not there? Like,
there's no sign of the head.
Okay.
Loop's gone looking for it. He's looking around the hallway, looking under some of the folding tables and things.
Okay.
Constable Labradorite. What are you using as your trait to justify helping?
The quirk, help everyone you can.
Okay, that's solid. Let's have a 12, I think. And then we'll figure out what kind of help this is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
You got a 12. This is going to be impossible for me to beat. No, you got a 10, sorry. Still impossible for me to beat. And I got an 8, so that was good, but not enough. You're going to helping out. So he's taken a series of small vials and testing stuff from his pockets. He's got a series of little test tubes that he's sat down on the table. He's got a little sort of dropper, like a pipette, and he's taking samples of blood and dropping it into each of the tubes to test for various types of poison. What do you want to do to help?
I can eat any test tubes that come up as a negative.
Okay.
Obviously, they would be trash at that point, and they would need to be disposed of. So
you're going to be effectively you're going to crush up the test tube and remove it from the area so that
crunchy silica snacks.
Yeah.
So, I see. So that you're expecting.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like,
exactly.
What happened after that? Sorry.
You're expecting a reason why I would. The test tubes are presumably crunchy and very nice.
Okay, that's good enough for me. That roll will allow you to do that. So as he's testing and ruling out various types of poison, you are going behind, crunching up the test tubes. Imagine the noise of that, the sound of the glass shattering in your diamond teeth.
It's horrible. Sorry, it's really horrible.
You never want to bite a wine glass. I want to bite wine glasses all the time.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
my brother bit down on a glass as a child, and it just gives me the. You don't want to have to pick pieces of glass out the mouth of a.
And again, we're going places I wasn't expecting. I'm glad that wasn't in anyone's veils and boundaries.
Fighting glass.
I was not expecting the troll to crunch the
test tubes. Melisande de Queblora La Chartreuse is wanting to go and check on the cook as well. She opens the door, sees that the cook is in tears, just standing in the middle of the kitchen, and turns back to Jolly. What actually did you do to him, Jolly?
We just talked.
You're better than I realised.
I'm very good at my job. And also, people want to tell me things.
to make you stop, I would imagine.
Well, I like to think of it as, well, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just imagining this is me in but myself now, not the character. I'm just imagining that this person as somebody in the Assassin's Guild, what they might be doing is they might be assessing all of the people to work out how much they would have to be paid. How much the fee would be to deal with any of the people. Like they're like part of their judging is like, and I'm just imagining like as she's standing there, like the cost of trying to off Jolly is going up. Like, sorry, Jolly, but like like underestimated. Like you were underestimated. Like money wise.
Actually, yeah, Jolly, I'm going to give you another trait. Take underestimated by the Assassin's Guild.
Okay, where do I add that? Is that consequences or core?
I think that can be a consequence because it's a consequence of stuff that you've done. It's not a bad consequence necessarily, and you may find ways to use it, but
underestimated
by the Assassin's Guild.
Assassin's Guild. That's on my sheet and is a thing now.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So earlier, didn't Loop leave to go to the toilet too?
Mm-hmm. You probably saw him go. You pay attention to that sort of thing.
Because Jolly said we were all in the room, but we weren't. Loop went to the toilet too, and you did.
That is true. He passed me on the hallway to near where the captain was twice.
Constable Labradorite, yeah. And the professor, you're surprised momentarily. The headless body stands up and starts walking around.
Oh, it's a chicken.
I did not expect anyone to say that, and I wouldn't have guessed it would be you. It's looking quite panicky. It's like moving suddenly. It's looking around for something.
I can imagine. I think he's looking for his head.
I'm gonna try my best to assist it with finding whatever it's looking for.
And that's you being helpful again, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't know exactly what it's looking for, and for that reason I'll give you a 10 this time rather than the full 12. That's mine done.
Tied.
Okay. Roll a d6. Before you do it, call odd or even.
Even.
Okay. You're doing your best, but you can't quite tell what it's looking for. It seems in some distress, but it also can't see anything, so it's kind of bumping into things, bumping into the table. The clams have been shaken off of some of the sort of display where the clams were displayed neatly around on a big plate. They've been disturbed and moved by the body looking for them. It's definitely dead. It's not looking well at all. It's kind of got a pale greenish tinge to the skin, but it's running around. I
am intimately at ease with dead bodies. I've seen plenty of them. So I'm gonna help as well.
And I think Boundaries is like fascinated because Boundaries doesn't get out much. And is always wondering if like something is like a supernatural, like if this is some like magical thing that that they've not seen before. So it's just like wandering behind like, well, I think they've got a tape measure out, like, and they've started like just randomly measuring shit because wizards use numbers and just the like if Boundaries is going to be any help, they're going to need some sort of calculation, and so like trying to work out like, how many steps has it taken? How far has it got from where it was sitting?
Okay, this is going to be a number of rolls. Shade, you're helping Constable or helping the body?
The body mostly. I put my hand on it and see if I can kind of guide it around or get some sort of inkling as to what. I mean, I assume we're looking for your head, darling.
What trait are you using to help the body try and find its head?
Well, it's just because I am a vampire and I'm very, very au fait with dead things.
I think that's a D6. In this instance, just because as a vampire you're probably not generally helping headless bodies find missing bits of themselves. They don't
usually come back alive again, right? Yeah.
It's not been a problem you faced a great deal. Usually they stop.
I rolled a 1.
I could roll a 1. No, I didn't. Okay, you can't tell what to do here. This is beyond your previous experience.
Also, his outfit gives me the ick.
Yeah, it's probably off-putting to you on a very basic, fundamental level.
Yeah. The top stitching's all wrong.
Riley might actually go with another angle. Like, maybe he's just looking for the clams because he didn't get to eat. So it's not necessarily his head. He just wants to eat. So Riley might, pick some of the clams up and, look down the neck and, which one is the... is it esophagus?
Yeah.
No, the other.
Don't stick it down the wrong hole.
No, the one for the food. So. He's looking very he might need some food. I know how I get, but I don't get my blood pudding.
Can you eat food without a face?
Yes.
You
can't masticate.
Back to the chicken.
Mastication is forbidden.
It exists. They chop the head of a chicken that lived on because they have such a small brain. So that was left on the upper step of the neck. So, yeah, you can survive without a head, actually. Or chickens can. So
didn't know where this was going, but...
What is the current status of the captain's body?
It's running around trying to find something. I've got a consequence. So Shade and Constable Labradite, you're going to take the stench of unfinished business. You've been trying to help this headless body. It's got a slightly unpleasant smell to it. It's been dead for a little bit of time. And I'm going to give you a slight penalty to stuff that you're doing that's social. So I'll take you down a level for anything that's social until we find whatever the body is looking for.
How did I do with my measuring?
You're measuring. What traits are we using for your measuring? Boundaries. What traits are we using for your measuring?
Well, I am a high energy magic technician.
Yeah, and how often do you think the high energy magic technician is estimating distance travel by a wandering corpse? I mean, probably not 0, but it's not much.
No, it's not 0. You would be surprised at how often theoretically, I have considered. I do a lot of measuring, and everything in the high energy magic building is using some living. It's using some living component. So I'm used to calculating things walking. I'm used to calculating a lot of things walking places. Usually a lot of termites or ants or ladybirds or hives of bees. You have to be careful with the bees because the witches are really into them. But I'm normally used to things with more legs, frankly, doing walking. But I think I'm convinced I'm onto something, right?
D6.
Yeah, okay. 5. No chance.
8. No. It's moving around a lot. It's very difficult to follow. It's very tricky to keep on top of how far it's going. And also, as you're doing it, you start to wonder if this is relevant. Actually, it's very panicked. It's looking for something in the same way that you could imagine being panicked if you were looking for something important.
And Riley is trying to shove clams down his throat.
Okay, have you got a trait that will help with that?
The question is it the act of actually doing it, or that they are thinking that they might just be needing food because
Right.
I was raised by humans?
I wouldn't make you roll for your thought, but if you're going to try and actually pour a clam down the throat of this corpse as it's moving around, have you got a trait that would allow you to do that?
I mean, it's no use to sneak up on him because he can't hear me anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd argue that because he can't hear you, it'd be easy to sneak up on him.
Well, let's confirm whether he can hear us or not. And I'll turn to the body, and I would like to use my impossible to miss quirk. I'm saying, by jumping up and down, flapping my offensively coloured frock, and just saying, if you could acknowledge can you acknowledge that you could hear or otherwise sense me? Just bend your body forward and backwards quickly, like a nod if you can.
Jolly, that's excellent. Give me a D12, please. Which you will probably win. And you got to beat an 8. Oh, you got a 3.
Oh dear.
Let me think about this. Does anyone else want to do something else whilst I try and figure out a good trait for this?
Oh, for the oyster, for the oyster?
Yes.
For the clam beating?
I can use...
Don't involve oysters at this point. Don't mix up the clams and the oysters.
I can use the fact that I'm part of the watch as a trait, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I
would like to, and I understand this is a complicated thought, so it might take me a bit.
Yeah.
I would like to think about the fact that there were served and presumably uneaten clams in this room.
Yep.
And what that implies.
Okay. Jolly, I think I'm going to give you... The zombie's unimpressed by your sort of relentless cheer. It's not responding to you. I'm going to give you the consequence, the cold shoulder.
Do I need to write that down somewhere?
Yeah, in the consequences part on your sheet.
Okay, so cold shoulder.
Yep.
Just write down cold shoulder and that's it.
Yeah, and that's something we can use for justifying something later or not.
Okay.
In the immediate future, what I'm going to use it for is you're going to have a corpse following you around. He'll just be staring at you the whole time, unblinking because of no eyes.
Oh, wow! They seem to have taken a liking to me. I have a new friend, everyone.
And the esophagus blink.
That's a horrible implication.
I think there's more blood coming out of the nut. He's smiling.
I still want to know if Riley has managed to shove a
We need to
clam.
do a roll for this. Did you find a trait that would work for this? I don't.
Well, the fact that I'm in the Assassin's Guild help, because then I might have some moves, like sneaky moves, to be able to get close to a moving corpse.
D4. The corpses aren't generally moving.
No.
I'm sorry. They normally stop moving after they've been killed.
We call the beta mislogic.
Oh, you won though.
Well done.
You got a 4, I got a 2.
Yeah, that's because it changed the dice to look like blood sausage.
So it's tricky. You hold the shell open And you manage to like hold on to the sort of front of the body long enough to tip the contents, the slimy clam contents, down the throat. And the throat does what it's always done, it just swallows at that point, and the clam has been consumed. You're not sure if that's helped, but you fed the body.
But it still looks... No, you didn't.
I think he's
say
grateful.
pale, you say greenish.
It's kind of like a
still
greyish
looks
green
dead.
kind of pallor.
It wasn't that he was hungry, presumably. This did not solve the problem.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
would he not be a brains-eating type anyway?
That's an interesting idea.
I don't know what he would eat the brains with. I mean,
Well, currently not very
Clams.
well, but I don't think that being dead is a hindrance to him.
oh, I mean, being dead in Ankh-Morpork is no hindrance to many great people, some of whom are in the Watch. But I'm not entirely convinced that that what he's looking for is in here. Are there other rooms that we should go to try and help to look for this head?
Yes. I mean, I think we'd all have noticed if there was a head around here. We spotted the body pretty easily, you know.
Does it look like on the blood from the body that it was in this room he was decapitated? Is this where the murder happened, or
There was no
the body just sitting there?
It doesn't look like there's been any sign of a struggle. The body was just on the chair at the table, but the head's gone.
Has anyone considered that he's detachable? You know, maybe the little sewings have come up.
Shade, I'm not going to explain why we're doing this, but can you just give me a D10 roll? We're going to be using your ethically ethereal trait. Got 5. I got 6. You're not sure, but you think you can hear a noise in the distance. On the ship, but there's a noise. A new noise that wasn't there before. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Shocking!
A little bit early, but it feels like a handy cliffhanger moment. So we'll be back on this in 2 weeks. I hope that was fun. I hope everyone enjoyed that. It's like technical chaos, but I think we got there in the end.
Technical chaos.
The edit will be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Do you want to go through? If you've got anything to plug, feel free to give it a plug. Otherwise, we'll just do our popcorn again around people.
I didn't think that talking about plugs was what you wanted on this stream.
Very good.
Oh, was that a reference to butt plugs?
Or whatever plugs you like. I mean, yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's several different kinds of plugs.
It might have been that one's on you, Michelle.
Well, no, just
For many
I sometimes miss when people are doing a sex thing. So I just wanted to confirm if that was a sex thing or not.
If it's me, if it's me, it's usually a sex thing. Yeah,
No matter if it
All right, that's good. So I know that now.
It is now.
Yeah.
I know this now,
chat
so
suggesting
it's
it could be hair plugs.
It could be hair plugs. It could be
We'll go on
European 2-3-pin plug. Exactly. It could be plant plugs.
So anyway, we were trying to wrap up the stream.
And it just feels weird.
Bye. We're out.
Yeah, to say that Q Workshop and Chetix and all the other dice makers have their advent calendars out now.
Oh yes, if you're into dice, look for the advent calendars.
Mine is going to be here shortly, in a day or two.
Do post pictures in the Discord when you get it. I'd love
You're
to see
into
it.
plugs, you can also look forward to advent calendars.
Baddragon.com. Yes, come join us in the Discord.
Is that the plug for tonight?
Come join us in the Discord. There's one channel that this nonsense happens in, and you can block that one channel. Okay, so the rest of it is relatively Smut-free.
Can't promise it's smut-free.
Relatively.
Shade, who are you and who are you playing?
I'm Mothzilla on Twitch. I was playing Shade, a delightfully campy vampire seamstress. And I will go to who's on my screen below me, which is Jolly.
Oh, I can't hear anything from Michelle. Are you there, Michelle?
I can't hear Michelle either.
I muted on my mic, which is an
That'll do
option
it.
I have, and continually forget that I did that. I'm Michelle, and I don't do anything of value.
I've seen you doing stuff of
Lies.
value. You've been doing some streams.
Like I said, I'm not doing anything of value.
May I promote it, or would
why
that be
not
doing
eat cats on Twitch? I'm playing Resident Evil games badly.
all the way through?
Hopefully... Yeah, I'm currently at Resident Evil 0, which is technically the 9th Resident Evil game, but also but chronologically the first. But it's called Resident Evil 0 because Resident Evil is confusing and weird.
Yeah, it's like how Assassin's Creed 3 is technically Assassin's Creed 5. It's 6. Anyway.
We're playing Discworld, right?
So if this stream has given you a hunger for more decapitation...
Oh, yeah. Like when I get to Resident Evil 4, that is a decapitation loaded as a video game. So that's going to be in like 2 games time, possibly 4, if I play the remakes and the originals.
Cool.
I don't know.
And there's VODs if you want to catch up. Constable Labradorite, which I will settle on a pronunciation for your name at some point. Have you got anything to plug? Did you have a nice time?
I had a great time, thank you.
That question is
I
not
guess
going to be serious on this channel ever
technically,
again.
I have a Twitch. I haven't streamed in years, but it's there.
Okay. Boundaries?
That's me.
Yeah.
I will finish this stream, damn it. Just come on. We can get through this.
I am actual_Alex. I also, like the previous person who said they have a Twitch, I also have not streamed in years. You can find me here doing weird stuff. If you are interested in seeing some of these great people who are sitting around this virtual table tonight, doing other weird stuff for previous versions of let's hear it for some boundaries, says chat. Doing previous versions of different games, other games, horror games, other fun games. Lots of these people have been in other games, and those do, as Storyteller has been saying tonight, go up on the old big red play button afterwards. So you can find the big red play button and go and head over to that and find more creepy weird shit happening, and it's generally as much of a good time and fun. So
thank you for that. Next game on the channel will be Vampire the Masquerade on Friday night, and then I can't remember what's after that. There'll be more. We'll figure it out. Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate you. If you've been watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We'll be doing a second part of this in 2 weeks' time. God help all of us.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Good night.
bye.
Bugs are not always sexual. Bye-bye.
Bye.